Here we are at question 7 of the first logical reasoning section, section 2 from LSAT PrepTest 157 over at lawhub.lsac.org. And as always, we're going to select a highlight tool first if we haven't already and read the question stem to identify the task. 7 reads, which one of the following most logically completes the argument? So we're going to just highlight most logically completes, understanding that until we read the paragraph on the left, we're not necessarily going to be able to determine what the task exactly is. It could be pertaining to an argument, or it could be asking us to identify a reasonable inference. So we're not going to highlight anything as we read the paragraph up front. We're just trying to determine whether these are statements of fact, which would mean we're looking for a logical inference to fill in that blank, or if an argument is presented, in which case that blank is likely intended to strengthen that conclusion. So reading from the top, the moon mesons generated by cosmic rays just outside Earth's atmosphere travel to Earth at speeds approaching the speed of light. Okay, that's just a statement of fact. Moon mesons generated in the laboratory, however, are nearly at rest. Again, statement of fact. Moon mesons generated in the laboratory typically decay in much less time than it takes for a moon meson to travel from just outside Earth's atmosphere to our detection apparatus on Earth. Again, statement of fact. If mu mesons traveling through the atmosphere at speeds approaching the speed of light typically decay as fast as they do in the laboratory, then we should detect only about 1/100th of the number we actually do detect. Again, just a statement of scientific fact. Lastly, apparently, moon mesons moving at speeds near the speed of light blank. So we're just looking for a logical fact that can be inferred from these other statements. So we're going to highlight the different statements of fact presented in this rather technical paragraph in different colors so that we can differentiate them clearly as we cross-check the answer choices, trying to find one selection that must be true based on the statements of fact while eliminating the others as inferences that are either extreme reversals of the information or actually require additional information in order to make that inference that is not provided in the paragraph. So we'll just highlight this first sentence in orange, switch to our pink, highlight the next sentence in that pink, switch to our yellow, highlight the next sentence in yellow, switch back to our orange for this big conditional sentence. And then we've got our last sentence about what is going to have to be true about mu mesons moving at speeds near the speed of light. And we learn that mu mesons traveling through the atmosphere at speeds approaching the speed of light decay, or they should decay, as fast as they do in the library, according to this conditional. And we should only detect about 1/100th of the numbers that are detected. So we know that there's this entire thing about mu mesons, speeds of light, decay. Don't want to get bogged down in the details, but we're going to look at the answer choices, focusing on reasons to eliminate, not necessarily to select. And so, starting with choice A, the mu mesons moving at speeds near the speed of light take longer to reach Earth than was supposed. Okay, so we know that they are traveling at speeds approaching the speed of light, but it says that it doesn't actually say how fast they were supposed to get to the Earth. So, was supposed, nothing was supposed. So, we can eliminate choice A as needing additional information because we don't have any statement that was supposed about how long it was supposed to take those mu mesons to get to the Earth. Then, choice B are quite difficult to detect with available equipment. Available equipment. I mean, I'd have to know what that equipment is. And so the equipment would require additional information in order to infer definitively as well. And then are much less numerous than previously thought. Well, talking about the numbers again, well, we're not talking about the actual total number of mu mesons moving at the speed of light. We're just talking about the decay and the speeds at which they travel. So again, that introduces in choice C an entirely new variable that we can eliminate for. Then choice D, decay more slowly than mu mesons almost at rest. Okay, well, we were clearly talking about decay in our yellow highlight. We're talking about rest in the pink highlight. These variables are relevant, so let's break it down. we know that mu mesons moving at the speeds near the speed of light are the ones that are described in the opening orange highlight. They're the generated by cosmic rays just outside the atmosphere, and they're approaching the speed of light. And we know that the ones in the laboratory are nearly at rest. And the ones in the laboratory decay much faster than it takes for a mu meson to travel. So that means that they can't decay as fast as they do in the lab when they're outside the atmosphere. And when they're outside the atmosphere, they're moving near the speed of light. And that allows us to detect them because they don't decay as fast. And choice D absolutely follows all of the statements of fact if you track them carefully. But again, at the very least, we know we're talking only about variables that are um, in the discussion about decay and speed. All of the other answer choices at this point introduced new variables, and we eliminated them for those reasons, and then are probably not generated by cosmic rays. Well, we're only talking about the ones that are generated by cosmic rays. So not generated by cosmic rays would be a direct reversal of the information. And you can see how by highlighting the statements of fact in different colors, you can really focus only on what's relevant to address a rather difficult technical inference, conclude the paragraph question, such as number 7.